It's Wednesday, the best day of the week. It is also known as New Comic Book Day, and this week we got a hell of a fucking stack. I may have gotten a little carried away, but it was a special day. We all know why. So let's just jump into it. First up from the House of Ideas, before we get to that big issue, first up from the House of Ideas, Inglorious X-Force went with this Doctor Doom homage cover. This has been a really fun book. I've been praising this. This has been the X-Force that I've been looking for, honestly, since Rick Remender's team. That was a bit of a darker take on it, and I really appreciated that. But when you think about classic X-Force and Cable, don't know why I lost my voice there. This is it, man. Great lineup, great team, and a pretty cool mission with some pretty badass art. If you're not reading it, check it out. And if you are, again, let me know. It's coming to an end. Ultimate Endgame number 3. Huge issue. Spoiler ahead. They finally killed Spider-Man. Yes, I went with this David Marquez cover because it's fucking badass, but the book itself, bro, we also were introduced to their version of the Ultimate Spider-Man. And then, yeah, big shit happens. I don't know what's going to happen, man. But they have him on the cover of the next issue, so I'm assuming they're going to do something with time travel, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that was that. I'm bummed the Ultimate Universe is ending, but what do you do? Marvel Knights, The World to Come, The Punisher, set in the future. It's the 4th issue. It's the final issue of this miniseries. I went with this Yang variant cover. This has been pretty cool. I had to drop the other one. The other one, the main series, is kind of not really what I'm looking for. The first issue was all right. It wasn't too bad, but nothing like that pulled me into continue the series, to be quite honest. That one plays with brainwashing, mind manipulation, same thing that the other series is doing, just the main continuity, not the future. So, not really. Yeah. I forgot this last week, but I went by the Hall of Justice today and found this cover because colorist and badass Alex Sinclair likes to drop in every once in a while and sign some books. And he signed Wade Wilson, Deadpool #2. So I got that Alex Sinclair SIG right there at the bottom. Great fucking cover. Dig it. Fun book. Awesome art by Jeff Shaw. So I lucked out in forgetting to pick this up last week because I for some reason I didn't put it on my pulls, but I picked up a signed copy, huh? Next, we're going to DC, starting with Absolute Wonder Woman 18. The much sought off after apparently variant cover by Yasmin Patri, which is a fucking gorgeous cover, but everybody and their mama apparently wanted this one. I didn't even know the hype was behind it. I just really liked the image, but there's that. Solid ass book. I think it's my #1 in the Absolute Universe. Yep, I said it. Now for the big book, the one everybody was waiting for and everybody was trying to get their hands on. There's a shit ton of variant covers, but I controlled myself and only went with 2. Well, technically 3, but I'm referring to Superman, Spider-Man, crossover. First choice was Olivier Coipel? Olivier, sorry, my bad. I think it's beautiful. His Instagram process pics of this were fucking awesome, but I've always been a fan of his art style. But just using colored pencils for this is beautiful. I haven't really had the opportunity to dive into any of the stories, but there are some fantastic artwork. I mean, Jorge Jimenez kills it with the first story. Then we have what looks like a really cool story from Jim Lee, where he's drawing for the first time in a while. The man named Gambit. That's right, remember it. He looks a little different than how he usually draws him. He usually draws him with a lankier face, but this one's a little bit fuller. However, looks like a good story. We've also got a story by Daniel Sampier with Spidey and Superman Prime. Looks interesting, but the one I'm really anticipating out of this whole thing is, you guys know I'm a fan, Sean Murphy, his future combo. That's Spidey 2099 and Batman Beyond, along with Superboy from the Legion of Superheroes. Bro, that looks just... please sign this dude up to do a Spider-Man 2099 book. Please. Please, the man's begging for it. Make those deals. The other cover I went with was the Gabriel Delotto with our black suit, Spidey, and rejuvenation suit, Superman. Beauty. And a blank because, you know, I gotta do my thing. Another surprise hit that I really wasn't anticipating too much on picking up, but Um, I read it digitally and fell in love with it, and I really like the twist. I'm referring to Superman number 36, featuring Superman Prime's takeover. It is such a fun book. Not only a fun book, but it's illustrated by Dan Mora. And what I thought it was going to be with Prime, it was not in all the best ways. The art is gorgeous to begin with, but what they do with Prime in this book, I'm sold. Like this I feel is going to be the title to keep your eyes on. I'm putting my stamp on that. Anyways, I ended up getting the gold foil variant cover because it was there, and again, I really dug it. And I forgot who was writing this. I think it's Joshua Williamson, and that is correct. Joshua Williamson was writing this fantastic book. I recommend this one, man. Skylar Partridge, Partridge or Petridge? Petridge, sorry, Skylar, about that. I know you're watching, but my apologies. Beautiful variant cover. Because I got to support the homie Kyle. He is of Latino essence and heritage, and he's making a comeback in the best ways. As we hit our Green Lantern 600th issue, which is highly focused on Kyle Rayner. It's actually issue 33, but I landed the Glow in the Dark variant by Guillaume March. But he's got a lot of sub stories with focusing on Kyle as he's becoming the new Green Lantern of Earth. I enjoyed his stories in the past. He is hands down the peak Green Lantern. Come at me if you will. Hal's great. But what Kyle was able to do with this power, this title throughout his whole run is epic, man. He took the Green Lantern mythos to a whole different level, and I'll always appreciate Kyle. And like I said, he's Latino, so of course. He's got a new suit. I don't know how I feel about the suit yet. I'm in the air, but I'm looking forward to reading this. Then we have Justice League number 17 as we start shaking things up, and we have a new artist on board as Dan has stepped out and replaced by a phenomenal artist in Clayton Henry. I've loved his work. Mark Waid, this is a really fun book. At the end of the day, a super fun fucking book, and that's why I've stuck with it. Next new are Independence. We've got a book that was a hit last month, and for good reason. I picked it up because I read the synopsis and dug the vibe. Had nothing to do with any kind of hype, to be quite honest. I'm referring to White Sky. Number 2. 5 years after the sky turned white and the world was destroyed by ghosts, a teenager named Violet and her father travel across the savage, haunted landscape searching for safety. So you do get a little bit of that Walking Dead vibe with kind of Last of Us, but with ghosts. And the art was great. The story, the first issue was great. I'm really liking what I have here so far. With cover A, don't really need hype on the covers, but yes, we've got that one. We also have Skin Breaker by Dave Finch. Cover A as well. Highly detailed, fun book. And then, in honor of the new season of Invincible, they brought out Invincible Returns. Returns and Returns. I forgot who drew this cover. Darwin Cook. Okay, cool. Badass. But it's just reissuing of, I forget what issue it is specifically. Oh, it's a facsimile edition. My bad. I get to come at me. I don't know too much about the Invincible. I'm learning as I go, but it's a facsimile number 1 here. So grab that one along with a blank to have some fun with. And that's it, man. That's the stack. It was a little out of control, big time out of control, but it was worth it, I think. Let me know what you picked up this week, what you think about this stack down below. And of course, until the next alert, my nerds, appreciate